Buckle up. America. It's debate night. Friends, Americans, sentient beings across the galaxy. We just lived through another presidential debate. This wasn't your grandma's debate, unless your grandma's idea of a good time is a cage match with talking points. September 7th, 2024. Mark your calendars, folks. Sure, we had the primaries, the conventions, the endless campaign ads, but it all came to a head on that stage with Donald J. Trump facing off against Kamala Harris. The stakes? Oh, just the future of American democracy, the economy, the planet. The tension was so thick, you could cut it with a butter knife. Let's be honest, folks. All eyes were on Trump. Could he keep it civil? Would he stick to the issues? Would he spontaneously combust from the effort of appearing presidential? Spoiler alert, he did not. Interruptions? Check. Personal insults? Check. Bizarre tangents about his golf game? Check. The man's a walking bingo card of debate faux pas. And then, of course, there was the assassination attempt. Yes, you read that right. Some lunatic tried to take a pot shot at the Donald. The whole thing threw the night into chaos. Now, let's talk about Kamala Harris, shall we? Because while Trump was busy being Trump, she was busy being, well, presidential. Throughout the chaos, Harris remained the picture of composure. While Trump was ranting and raving, she was laying out her plans for healthcare, climate change, and an economy that works for everyone, not just billionaires and squirrels with good aim. She was articulate, she was informed, she even managed to crack a few jokes at Trump's expense, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly hard, but still. But what really struck me was her ability to connect with voters. She spoke directly to their concerns, their hopes, their dreams for a better future. You could see it in her eyes, you could hear it in her voice. She gets it. She understands what's at stake, and she's ready to fight for it. And you know what? America noticed. Okay, so we've talked about the theatrics, the drama. But let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Let's talk policy. One candidate was clearly playing in the major leagues, while the other was still stuck in T-ball. Trump made a lot of claims that night about the economy, about immigration, and let's just say that the fact checkers worked overtime. Harris came armed with facts, figures, and a healthy dose of reality. She called out Trump's lies, exposed his hypocrisy. By the end of the night, it was clear Harris was the candidate of substance. Section 5. Stars and Stripes. Forever. Celebrity endorsements and defections. Now, no presidential election would be complete without a healthy dose of celebrity shenanigans, and 2024 is no exception. This year, though, it's not just about who's endorsing whom. It's about the defections, the stars who once flocked to Trump's side like moths to, like moths to something shiny and orange, are jumping ship faster than you can say grab them by the... Take Taylor Swift, for example. Once a vocal Trump supporter, she recently had a very public change of heart, penning a scathing song about him called "You're Not My President Anymore," and also "You Owe Me $5." Catchy, right? And she's not alone. Athletes, actors, musicians, They're all coming out of the woodwork to denounce Trump and throw their support behind Harris. It's like a mass exodus, only instead of fleeing a burning building, they're fleeing a burning... Well, you get the idea. Section 6. The media circus. From front pages to Twitter feeds. As you might imagine, the media had a field day with this debate. Newspapers ran headlines like "Trump implodes on national stage and Harris the adult in the room." Twitter exploded with memes, hashtags, and enough hot takes to melt your phone. The late night shows, of course, had a field day. Colbert, he's got jokes. Fallon, he's got musical numbers. Even Corden managed to work it into a carpool karaoke segment, though no one is quite sure how. The point is, this debate was everywhere. It was the talk of the town, the water cooler conversation, the thing that kept your Uncle Steve ranting on Facebook for a solid week. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because in these divided times, we need to be talking to each other, debating the issues, and trying to figure out how to move forward as a nation. Or, at the very least, we need something to distract us from the impending robot uprising. Section 7. The Daily Show, writer's room, called "They Want Their Jokes Back." Look, I'm not going to lie, folks. Being a comedian in the age of Trump is like being a fish out of water. Sure, it's easy to make fun of the guy, but at a certain point, it just gets depressing. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, only the barrel is filled with your hopes and dreams for a functioning democracy. But even I have to admit, the debate provided some truly golden material. Like the time Trump tried to explain his healthcare plan? Comedy gold? Or when he got into that bizarre argument with the moderator about whether or not squirrels are capable of using firearms? Pure comedic genius. I'm not even sure I could come up with this stuff if I tried. It's like the universe itself is writing a satirical sitcom about American politics, and we're all just along for the ride. Section 8. Pundits and prognosticators. What the experts are saying. So, what does it all mean? What do the experts think about the debate and its impact on the election? Well, if you ask David Axelrod, he'll tell you that Harris won hands down, calling her performance a tour de force of substance and style. Peggy Noonan, on the other hand, was less impressed with Trump, writing that he seemed tired, unprepared, and more interested in settling old scores than in discussing the future of the country. And then there's Nate Silver, who, as always, is busy crunching the numbers and predicting the future with his army of poll-reading robots. His take? It's still too close to call, but the debate definitely gave Harris a boost, especially among independent voters and squirrels who are concerned about gun control. Section 9, the road ahead, a campaign trail like no other. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for this crazy mixed-up election? Well, for starters, Trump has canceled all future debates. Shocking, I know. Apparently, he's decided that standing on a stage and being asked questions is unfair and rigged, and a total witch hunt. Meanwhile, both campaigns are beefing up security in the wake of the assassination attempt, which is probably a good idea, considering the current political climate is about as stable as a Jenga tower built by a caffeinated toddler. But one thing's for sure. This election is far from over. We've got weeks to go until Election Day. And in this day and age, that's a lifetime in political terms. So, buckle up, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride.